Recovery on Air, the official podcast of Crossroads Addiction Rehabilitation. Candid discussion about addiction and recovery with the people who have lived it, along with input from experts on the journey from struggle to triumph. Laugh, cry, and be inspired. And now, your host for Recovery on Air, Christin Day.
Welcome to another episode of Recovery on Air, where we talk about the good, the bad, the miracles. Today, first of all, I'm super excited because this is our first visual episode. And what better guest to have than Brock from the Fentanyl Project. So thank you so much for coming. I'm a huge fan. I watch everything that you're doing, and I just absolutely love it. And keep shining, because you're doing big things out there.
Thank you.
And you are being seen, and you are, I get it. So I want to get into like all the good things. I met you, I think it was like 2 years ago at that, it was something in Mesa.
Yeah, it was a backyard.
Yes.
Quick AA meeting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm like, oh my God, I love what he's doing and just everything. So I don't know all about you though, but I want to learn. So addiction issues back in the day, and
experienced addiction. So let me back up. I come from an extremely wonderful Christian home.
Right.
So addiction, I didn't even know what the word meant. I didn't. Does that make sense? I didn't understand it. When I became a police officer for the city of Mesa, I worked there for almost 8 years, and during my time, I was actually run over. I was run over by a woman who was using drugs, right? And she was trafficking her child. It was just a big story.
Right.
But I didn't understand addiction until I saw it through the eyes of these, let's call them criminals, whatever you want to call them, people that we are arresting.
For sure.
And that kind of gave me my first glimpse into it. So from my injury, I experienced opioids.
Okay.
And I had earlier in my life, but not in that
realm.
Chemical hook, not in that destruction.
For sure.
So I ran with them for about 10 years.
Wow.
And 15 years sober, and just such a different life.
Right.
Well,
and having lived experience with it, I think is a big deal, because some people don't understand why we do the things we do, or why we, like for instance, my parents, my dad's like, why can't you just stop? It's not like that.
Right.
I wish I could flip that light switch off and say, oh, I don't want to get high today.
Yeah. And if we could explain to other people, then we'd have a different road to recovery.
Right. I had no idea that you were a police officer. For some reason, I thought you had military background. Wow. Okay.
That's why I'm passionate about Mesa. Now you can kind of understand
now
a little
I get
bit.
it.
Yeah.
Now I get it. Wow. Oh my gosh. And how are the police toward you today?
Pretty good.
They
Pretty
help
good.
you? Like, do they?
I don't have a relationship like on the Fentanyl Project with them, but when I see them, I try to stop, talk to them.
Absolutely.
Give them information. Kind of underhandedly, we supply a lot of them with Narcan, which is crazy because they're going through so much.
Yeah.
And so they're calling me saying, hey, could you get us some? Yeah.
Oh, wow. So you had an opiate addiction due to that accident, and that went on for how long?
10 years.
And you were still a cop?
No.
Oh, okay.
So I medically retired, and I think that's a big thing. You talk about addiction.
Absolutely.
And you talk about understanding.
Yep.
When I retired, I went from living this life of, I always call it like nitro circus.
Right.
I was working undercover. And so the lifestyle was very fast.
Yeah.
Then I medically retired. They sit me down and say, hey, you're not fit for doing it any longer. So I went from being a police officer to not being able to do the job. Right. So that loss of connection, that loss of people, in my opinion, kind of steamrolled me, kind of helped me dive into my addiction.
Absolutely. Wow. Gosh. So the addiction, where did that take you? Did you do treatment or anything like that?
So that's ironic. I did not in 10 years seek treatment. I was super good at masking it because I worked undercover.
I get
I
it.
had a set of skills so I could manipulate the system and the people around me.
Absolutely.
Most people I alienated. I pushed them so far away that they couldn't see my behaviors. And my behaviors were legal,
Gotcha.
right? Because the doctors kept prescribing me, but I could go to one doctor and beguile him and go to the next doctor. Hey, I need more pills. It's not killing the pain.
Right.
So every day I could get a lot of pills.
Absolutely.
And
what year was this?
this was like 2000.
Beginnings of
Okay. So Obamacare hadn't even started. Pharmacies weren't communicating.
I was
so
going to say they weren't
Yeah.
putting it in the computer, because that's when I had my addiction to pills
Yeah.
as
So
well.
I could get as many pills as I wanted to.
For sure.
And so check this out. The first time I got injured, I went to my doctor.
Mm-hmm.
My doctor said to me, "Hey, Brock, you're not going to get addicted to these things because you're a cop." And so I'm like, wow, this badge, like
Right.
it keeps me away from addiction. But it hit me weird, right? I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, well, that gives me carte blanche to kind of use whatever I want to use in the
Right.
pill section. So, yeah,
Wow.
kind of crazy there.
Oh my goodness. So you talk about like losing your identity after your injury and addiction. What helped you rebuild that identity in sobriety?
Man, I think it was my rock bottom moment. I hate using that word because we're addicts.
Yeah.
You give me a shovel, I'm going to keep digging. You
gonna
give me
keep
pills,
digging.
I'm going to keep digging.
For sure.
But on this occasion, when I finally made the decision to stop,
Yeah.
was my mirror.
Like looking at yourself
Yeah,
in
so
the mirror,
I
like,
woke
who
up.
am I?
As addicts, we have a plan, we have a ritual.
Right.
Right? We're super planned out. Every morning I wake up, there's pills on the side on my credenza with a bottle of water. I would take them
Ready
and
to
then
go.
start my day, right?
Yeah.
Well, this one day, I don't know if I got robbed, if I kicked it off the bed or what happened, right? I didn't plan it out.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, well, get out of bed. You have pills in the cabinet. So I walked to my medicine cabinet and I opened it up and took a pill, right? Did my thing, shut it. But when I shut that cabinet, it gave me two things. It gave me a glimpse into me.
Okay.
It was the first time in about 10 years that I actually looked at myself, but it also shined into my room and it shined into the state of affair that I was living in. And all I could think about is, Brock, you're a crackhead. You served so many search warrants, kicking in doors on houses like this, you become that. And I'm such an A-type guy. It made me so mad.
Yeah.
I opened my cabinet up, grabbed all my pills, and this is a huge mistake.
Right.
So for everybody listening, especially like anybody going through recovery, this is not the way to do it. There's comfort meds and stuff like
Right.
that. But I took all my pills and dumped them.
Dumped them.
And then at that
sure.
moment, that was like, I call it my oh shit moment. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh. If I
am I
had a
gonna do
scuba
now?
suit, I would have dove down in those,
right in.
I would have tried to get them. But I made that decision right there. So the question to answer was, I stayed in that bathroom and detoxed alone in my bathroom, giving me more credence to like, hey, nobody's coming to save you.
Right.
Your family's not kicking in the door. Your friends aren't kicking in the door. Nobody knew about it. I was alone in that bathroom.
How long were you detoxing?
7 days.
Whew.
7 days, like legit.
Yeah.
The 7th day was my story.
Yeah.
Right. My 7th day, I was on all fours, and I was thrown up so bad, violently. I even made this conscious thing, like, Brock, if you keep throwing up, your backbone's gonna come out your mouth.
Yeah.
So people that use opioids can understand that.
They
Other people are like, what do you
understand
mean, man?
No,
I've dry heaved before, but it's like dry heaves on.
It's
yeah.
literally, I mean, I don't ever want to go through that again.
The two biggest effects, I had my eyeball was shaking, like it
Like
wouldn't
twitching?
stop, twitching,
Yes.
wouldn't stop, and then my restless leg.
Oh,
those were the
the
two like worst. I could throw up and definitely,
Yeah.
I mean, all that stuff.
but the restless leg is
Oh my gosh.
the worst.
So that was kind of my moment. So I told
Are
God,
you married?
Yeah, I'm married, but
And
at the time I
kids?
wasn't.
Okay.
right?
Got you.
Kids, 5 kids.
Gotcha. Wow.
Two bonus kids in a marriage.
I love that.
So that was my like, God,
Moment.
you either have to like take my life because I can't go anymore,
Right.
or you got to let me walk out of here different,
Okay.
right? And so it was interesting. I walked out of there different.
Good.
That was my story,
Yeah.
right? And because I didn't understand what AA was. I didn't have a background of recovery.
Right.
I didn't have a support team around me saying, hey, Brock, you should go to 90 for 90. You should go to an AA hall. You should do all these things. I didn't have those people. So I just all right, I told God I wasn't going to do it. I made a commitment to him. I never want that feeling again. I'm still 15 years sober, so scared to detox.
Yeah.
I'm just fearful.
Yeah.
I won't make that again.
Right.
I'm not tough enough.
No,
You know what I
I
mean?
agree there. Like I could never. There's no freaking way. And I remember doing it in a jail cell, and I'm, I won't get into details, but it's fucking horrible, and God, I would never want to do that again. What was the spark that made you turn your pain into the Fentanyl Project? How did that start?
That's a great story. I was working for a playground company.
Okay.
And my job was to go to the parks and check the playground. I'm talking massive playgrounds, big ones.
Yeah.
Right? And
like
they were being built.
The parks out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was a project manager for this company, so I'd go and check the parks and look at the playgrounds if they need parts and stuff like that. So I just help out. Well, I started running into a bunch of homeless people. And I'm like, they're no different than me. They're one decision away.
Right.
Like I'm one decision away from them, and they're one decision away from me.
Absolutely.
And I was driving down the street, and I see this young man sitting at a church, and he's on the corner.
Mm-hmm.
And God kind of hit me, said, hey, go talk to him. I'm like, nope, I'm not doing it. So I kept driving. Mm-hmm. I'm about a mile away, and God's like, hey, go talk to that kid. I'm like, nope, I'm not doing it. So the third time he hits me up and says, hey, he needs you to go talk to him. You have something to offer him.
Right.
And I'm thinking, man, this kid's a young kid. I could tell he was homeless. He had his bags. I'm like, what do I got to offer? So all right, God, begrudgingly, I flip around. I drive in the parking lot, get out, and I sit next to him. I was like, man, I don't know why I'm sitting here, but can I help you?
Yeah.
And he kind of breaks down and says, man, my name's Derek. I'm 18 years old. Been kicked out of my home. I have an addiction problem, and I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And so here's the interesting part. You asked me if I was married. That conversation lasted 10 minutes. Mm-hmm. No longer than 10 minutes. Wow. I gave him a hug, told him I loved him, go find recovery, you got this, all the things we say, all those loving things, right? I get back in my car, I drive home, and that night my wife asked me, well, how'd your day go? And I was telling her, I was like, man, this experience just like, it's in my brain. This is what happened. She goes, why don't you post it on social media? And I'm like, why would I post it on social? I wasn't a media guy. I didn't really have at that time, anybody following me.
Right.
But she's like, what if his family's looking for him? Oh. And I'm like, gosh, dang it. So I did it. And not a few hours later, if not sooner, we get a message back saying, hey, that's my son. I've been looking for him. Haven't seen him in about a year. Could you make that connection to where we could find each other? So the connection was made. And I know they connected. I don't know where they're at today.
Right.
But that story, resonated with me.
It helped.
Yeah, it helped somebody. So that's why I started the project. That was it.
So can you tell us a little bit about the Fentanyl Project? And I mean, tell us a lot of it, because I want to find, I love what you're doing out there and passing out the Narcan and talking to people. People need that connection. Like you said, gave him a hug. Yeah. A hug can go such a long way. I don't care if you're dirty and you've been out there for days and your hair's all matted. Like, giving somebody that hug and letting them know that they matter is huge.
And they want to feel seen, right?
Right.
And so the project started in my truck. That's how it started. So I started loading my truck up with waters, and a guy saw the social media.
Okay.
Can I buy you a van?
Wow.
So he donates me a van. We get the van wrapped. And that's how it started.
That's the one that was at the J&M walk last year. Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
So we go out, we load the van up, we put Narcan in it, clothes, fentanyl test strips, pregnancy tests, hygiene kits. I mean, whatever people give us, waters and so.
Do you say Fentanyl Project is more of a harm reduction? Like you're giving them, or it's hard because
I'm not a fan of the harm reduction. And I say that only because I don't want to give people needles. I don't want to give them those
Got you.
tools
That was really my
to
question.
use.
Yeah.
So there's other companies that do that, and I know they're
Absolutely.
there. Shot in the Dark does a great job, and I love that.
Listen,
and it
they are
fills
the
a
reason that I
great-
got.
Yeah, they fill a great need.
Yeah.
For me, just my history, I
Got you.
didn't use that stuff.
Yeah.
So for me, it's a little bit. I mean, we used to arrest for having that. So working my head around that, but I want to keep you alive till tomorrow, to where maybe you'll get sober.
For sure.
So that's why we give them the test strips and the Narcan.
Yeah.
And I'm not against the harm reduction.
Right.
The van, we don't do it.
Right.
Because I can't speak on it. I'm not educated on it. You
I
know?
got you.
So I don't want to fake that.
Yeah.
And the goal of the van and the goal of the Narcan is I need to have a reason to talk to you. I need to be able to approach you with something. And if I give you a bag of supplies that you need, you're going to be like, this dude kind of gets it.
Yeah.
And so the goal of the van is a conversation. I need to be able to sit in front of you and say, listen, I've been there, she's been there, we've
Right.
all been there, and you're going to make it,
Yeah.
but you got to make a decision,
Absolutely.
right? You have, we always talk about the 3 decisions.
Yeah.
Sober up,
Yeah.
locked up,
For sure.
covered up.
Yeah.
That's it.
Thankfully, I kicked in county for 48 hours, and then I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Right?
And then in my delusional mind, I get out because I called my God, and he says, I'm going to get you out. You promised you would never do heroin again, but I'm going to do meth for just another month because it's going to help me get the monkey off my back, and I'm not going to go through the withdrawals, and it's going to be fine. Take a little Suboxone, shoot a little meth. And then a month later, I surrendered fully.
Cunning, baffling, and
And
powerful.
powerful.
Right? That's what
Absolutely.
the addiction is. And that's what people don't understand.
Yeah.
And that's why it's hard for family members to
Right.
wrap their heads around, like, why won't you just go to rehab?
Yeah.
Why won't you just stop?
Right.
But for people like us, we can go there and say, listen, I know what you're feeling. I know the pain. And I know what you're going to go through for the next 7 days.
Yeah.
But you won't die.
Right. It's going to be bad.
Yeah, it's going to suck.
It's going to really suck.
Horribly.
Do you wish that you would have went to detox and not went through you could have had comfort meds, and because I don't think it was a big thing when we were getting sober off of pills. They were just giving Suboxone tablets
Yeah. And methadone.
and methadone.
The honest answer is no. Like, I would be using today still if I didn't go through it. I'm glad I went through that because that's my story.
Right.
Right? My story is, bro, I've laid on the ground. I've crapped myself.
Right.
I've sweat myself to that,
Did that too. Yeah.
and I'm glad I did it.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, my goodness. So in your work on the streets, what have you learned about addiction out there?
What a good question. I don't think I've ever been asked that. What a good question. Just off the top of my head, I believe there's levels of addiction.
Yeah.
I believe most people don't want to be in active addiction.
Right.
We're using because we're masking trauma. We're running from trauma.
Right.
Trauma is the gateway drug, 100%.
Yeah.
When I get to sit down with these folks and talk to them and ask them questions, trauma is always the factor.
Yeah.
Or if they've done something where they feel too vile to save and their family's not going to take them back, so they would just rather run.
Yeah.
So those are kind of some of the things I've learned, and the people that are in active addiction are so powerful.
Yeah.
Like, if you can recover from addiction,
You can recover.
you're a
from
badass.
anything. Yes.
Like, that's especially with the fentanyl that's out there
Yeah.
now. I mean, I'm blessed
Yeah.
that fentanyl wasn't around when I was there because I don't know, man. This potency is
It's
off the
wild.
charts.
It's wild. I think I got sober November 22nd, 2017, and I had gotten a couple. I knew that my meth was laced with fentanyl because I fell asleep and told the drug dealer, I want a refund. This stuff sucks.
It's terrible.
It put me to sleep.
Yeah.
It's supposed to make me go, So, I'm super grateful that I got out when I did, because 2018 is when it really started hitting. 2018, 2019, and the addict that I would have died.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And what's cool, you asked me what I learned on the streets. I learned that the drug dealers, the drug manufacturers are smarter than us.
Right.
and they're constantly evolving, and they're constantly growing and evolving off of us, right? Because I saw, when I started doing this, I only saw the fentanyl pills, the blues, right? They were getting down to 25 cents a pill. So when they started, they were expensive. And then as I talked to these guys, they're like, oh, they're 25 cents.
Yeah.
So they're using 100 pills a day, okay?
Which is wild.
Which is wild. Me. And then all of a sudden, they say the pills got bunk, right? They got crappy.
Yeah.
So what happens? The pills start getting less potent. The Fetty powder starts coming out. And so now all these guys are like, well, I'm just going to try this Fetty powder because I can use 100 pills of the pills, or I can use 1 or 2 hits.
Yeah.
And so then the potency of that starts killing people, right? Astronomically.
Yeah.
And now they're putting carfentanil. I mean, so
Carfentanil,
what I'm saying is they're so smart on lacing all the drugs, cocaine and Molly and weed and vape pens and everything now we're seeing has fentanyl in it one way or the other.
I tell them, listen, if you smoke weed, make sure that you get your stuff from a dispensary.
Yes.
I mean, to each his own, but buy it at a dispensary because they're lacing everything.
But we had a dispensary in Mesa come
Really?
up positive. A guy's got arrested probably 2 years ago. They had a dispensary. They were selling it out there, but it was laced with fentanyl, and they had a couple. Yeah. So it's like, come on, man.
Come on.
Yeah. So.
Wow. Can you share a moment that really broke your heart, and something that gave you hope being out there?
Yeah,
I'm sure you have lots of
this is one of my favorite stories. I'm at Pioneer Park, which everybody knows.
Yep.
And I'm walking, and I see this guy fully tattooed. And as I walk up to him, I can tell that they're Mexican mafia tattoos. Okay. He's a gang member.
Okay.
Being a police officer and a gang member, we would never have met in the middle. Right. We'd never have ever, if I hadn't been on the streets working the Fentanyl Project. He's on a bench, and I could tell he's going through it. I walk up to him. I was like, hey, man, I don't know why I'm talking to you, brother, but something's going on. He breaks down, he's crying. Hey, I just relapsed. My wife kicked me out. Just like, I don't know how many times I've relapsed. And I was just like, is there anything I can do for you? And he's like, yeah, could you pray for me? And I'm like, it's one of those things where I'm like looking around, like, oh my gosh, I'm in Pioneer Park, and you want me to pray for you, dude? And he's like, yeah, would you pray for me? And I'm like, yes.
Yes.
So I put my hand on him and offer an audible prayer for him and I just told him I loved him and that God loved him. And I thought that was the end of the story, but he went from Pioneer Park down to Gilbert Road on the train and died.
Oh my God.
On the train. He was walking up to people saying, I need help. I need help. I need help. And he goes down. And luckily, EMS arrived, got him to the hospital, revived him. But at the park, I gave him my card. He's leaving the hospital with his wife, and he's driving down University. I used to have an office on University. He drives by my office and says, that guy, that's his office. Can we go back? When I'm feeling better, can I go back and talk to him? So he comes back 2 or 3 days later, sits down with me and says, you saved my life. I appreciate you for praying for me. Can I join your program? Can I do what you're doing? And today he's like, I just talked to him 2 days ago. He came to my house and picked up Narcan. He's aligned with the East Valley Church where they're going out giving out Narcan. He's sober, and he's pastoral, and he's doing his thing. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. Like, did I save him? No. But did that moment affect him, plant a seed, and give him hope for recovery? Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's really, that's one of the reasons I'm arguing with the city and with people. Is like, listen, we can't make an effect change from a podium.
Right.
We just can't. We have to get out there, and recovery is so individualized.
It is.
Your recovery and why you got sober is totally different than mine.
Absolutely.
But you got to find it out.
And you got to love them where they're at.
Man. Yeah, that's what we're missing.
Biggest thing. I don't know if you know Catherine from Eris Foundation and stuff like that. So she does homeless outreach in Tempe.
Good.
And feeds the homeless every Tuesday and everything like that. But you just got to love them where they're at. And it's hard,
Man.
Especially, we were talking off air, like, the people that are on social media just bullying and
Wow, you bring that up. Yeah.
It's brutal because I go through it too. I get paid to do social media. That's what I do. That's who I am, you know, and the comments that I get sometimes are like gut-wrenching.
Ruthless.
Ruthless.
And you know, and it's, I don't know who the people are. They can sit behind a keyboard. And like we talked about, I think we have
warriors.
we're strong.
Yes.
I'm strong in my recovery. I have thick skin. But sometimes when they make comments directly to them, to the addict, I've had a couple that have come back. I've even had people in the public saying, hey, maybe you shouldn't post that about a woman or is pregnant or something. And I totally get it, right? I know they're emotional. But it's real life. That's recovery, and that's what we're going through.
It is.
But people that get on and say that person should be dead, you shouldn't save them.
Right.
They're vile. They're disgusting. They're addict. I don't know. That's what hurts me the most is when it's personalized to that individual.
That person.
Yeah, not to me, because I can handle it.
Yeah.
But
no, and I'm super vulnerable. Like, I don't sugarcoat anything. My story is my story, and it is what it is. Like, yes, I smoked meth until I was 6 months pregnant. It's my story.
Right.
I'm not going to like, oh no, I was a perfect mom and this and that. You know, I'm grateful for that experience. And I always share in my story, like, my daughter's adopted parents are a huge part of my recovery. I don't know that I would be half the woman I am today if it wasn't for them allowing me to be in my daughter's life, allowing me to watch her grow up. And now, you know, when I got sober this last time, they allowed me to move into their house when I was shot out just to get sober and get on my feet again. So those are big deals, you know? And I feel like some people need to talk about these things because there's people, I always say, I recover out loud so others don't die in silence. They have to hear these ugly things. They have to see that they're not the only one. Right. You know, and that's what I mean, just learning that you're a police officer and wow.
And that's why I think it stings a little differently for me.
For sure.
Is I've been on both sides of the fence. I've arrested thousands and thousands of people for drugs and alcohol, and I never offered them services. I didn't know.
Right.
My job, I wasn't trained. My job was to arrest them, get them off the street, protect the good people.
Right.
Right. And so then when I started flipping sides, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's like a different level of life to this, and it's, man, you got to be compassionate. It's hard.
What are some things that you have coming up for the Fentanyl Project? Like, what are, you know, some outreach stuff?
I don't
You're
really
just
have
all
anything.
over the place.
Yeah, I'm just all over the place.
Valley.
I did a really cool adventure this summer where I left Arizona and went to Idaho, Utah, and then went to Vegas and kind of hit those areas to see if Arizona and Mesa was unique, and we're not. They're having the same problems. I had my son-in-law with me when we were walking through a park in Salt Lake City.
Okay.
And a guy dies right in front of us, and we bring him back to life with Narcan right there. So it's like not just Arizona. I mean, every community in the world is being, well, in the U.S. is being affected. Yeah, it's insane.
I'm really amazed, you know, when I went out to the California to the Hopeaholics and stuff, and like seeing how stuff is done out there in California compared to Arizona, way different. I don't know how it is in Idaho or Utah, but in Vegas is wild too. Wild.
They have a whole different underworld.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh. And what can we do to help? What can we do to help you? What can, you know, if somebody is listening and they are struggling and they want to find you, they want to talk about things, even volunteering. Do you have volunteers that go out with you?
I have volunteers that come out all the time. And
Okay.
it's just, you just go to the Fentanyl Project AZ online and send me a DM. But, you know, here's the thing. A lot of people are like, dude, this video moved me so much.
Yeah.
I want to come out with you. I'm like, okay, come out. And then you don't hear from people.
Yeah.
And I understand that's human nature. We get busy and stuff, but and I am kind of like I have a full-time job, so I have to kind of work around.
Yeah.
So if I'm at home and the kids are gone and my wife's gone or she's busy doing work, then I go and jump in and go. So it's not like I have set hours, so it's a little bit.
Can we talk about work?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know. I was like, so where are you working now?
I work for the sheriff's office.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that.
I work in the health and wellness division.
What does that look like?
That's really cool. So for like the last 15 years of my retirement, I've been working with first responders.
Okay.
That's my love. I'm one of them.
Dealing with them personally
Yep.
and like them going through trauma just from their work and everything like that? Okay.
So that's one thing that a lot of people don't understand is, while we're out there making arrests, there's also struggles that go on. There's a bunch of trauma that we're facing. Statistically, an officer, if he lives for a 20-year career, is going to face 800 critical incidents in a lifetime. 500 to 800, depending on where you work.
Right.
You, a normal housewife, right? A wife, my wife, will experience 2. So we're bringing this trauma from work home to our families, and we're bleeding all over them.
Absolutely.
I remember the first time I was talking to my wife, I had a dead baby, did CPR on the baby didn't make it. I'm talking to her, and she's just looking at me, and her face just changes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, that was when I realized my trauma that I'm experiencing that I can handle pretty well because I know how to now put it in a little box and put it away and dump it in my brain. She can't do that. She hasn't had that experience.
Yeah.
So that's a big thing that we worked through that I've been doing over the last 15 years is working with officers who are struggling with alcohol, struggling with drugs, struggling with eating disorders or whatever they are.
And it doesn't discriminate.
Oh my gosh.
That's a perfect example right there. And I know a couple of officers that have changed their line of work and actually went into like working in recovery after being a cop. And it's a big thing.
There's a lot of meshes.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Trauma's trauma.
Right. Yep.
So-
And if you don't heal from your past trauma, you're going to bleed onto others that have never hurt you before.
Yeah.
That is my biggest motto in life.
And I totally believe that.
Yeah.
But the problem is we don't know how to do it. We live in a culture that tells us we have to be tough and rub some dirt on it. And you signed up for this job, you should be able to handle it.
Right.
And here's a quick story. I remember when I took that death of a baby, there was 2 other officers with me. I was doing CPR. It was hard.
Yeah.
I remember after I was able to deliver the baby to the fire department, they could take over. They're better professionals medically, right? I went behind I drove to, I don't know if it was a Fry's or Safeway. I went behind the store and just broke down sobbing. So I come back to briefing the next day. I don't sleep, hyper vigilant, struggling. I mean, you could say it's PTS or whatever it is, but I got back to work and we're sitting in a briefing room and the sergeant goes to the most senior guy who was on the call and says, hey, how you doing? I know you had a death yesterday. It was a pretty tough one. He goes, I'm fine. I'm good. Then they go to the next senior guy who was also there and they ask him, hey, how are you doing? Oh, I'm good. I'm okay, thanks. So then they come to me. I'm broken.
Yeah.
I'm struggling,
Do
right?
you say it?
No. I just said, I'm good.
Good.
I'm good.
Wow.
And so that's the culture that as law enforcement we do live in. We learn from our elders. Right? We mimic and copy what they do.
Right.
And we learn how to mask it. We don't learn how to deal with it. We learn how to mask it, which is just something that we're trying to help and teach them about wellness and a strong mindset and going through this because we got to decompress.
For sure. I go into the jails and to the prisons. I had told you I go into Estrella on Sunday nights and I take a meeting in there every Sunday. And man, those girls, they just need some love.
Man.
And we really give it to them like we do. We give it to them. I had one girl 2 weeks ago. She walked out of the room. She's like, I just can't do this shit. This is too much. And I was like, would you rather me sit here and not tell you that I chose men and drugs over my kids and sugarcoat some stuff? Or tell you this is going to be the hardest time that you do right now, but God put you in here for a reason in a timeout. What are you going to do to change that? What are you going to do to, use this timeout to help yourself?
Yeah.
And
I'm proud of you for doing that.
Thank you.
My sister, I have an older sister who's in prison.
Okay.
She's in DOC.
Okay.
Been there a long time. Here in Arizona.
Okay.
I get to I just got on her list. My wife and I are gonna go visit her in a couple weeks. But it's hard.
What yard is she on?
I can't say. I'll tell you in
Okay,
private.
often.
I'll tell you in
Got
private.
you.
Yeah.
Got you,
Just
got
so you
you.
can. I know I have some other people that are checking in on her,
Got you.
which is really good.
Yeah,
But it's hard.
it is.
You know what I mean? Like I struggle with that.
Yeah.
Probably the hardest thing was, I don't talk about this a ton.
Yeah.
But when she was going through her trial, I was a police officer, and her attorney asked me if I would be willing to come up on the stand and testify. Like, good. What is it called? Like,
Talk
yeah.
good about her. Yeah.
I'll do it. And then, so I remember going on the stand, and she was convicted of 3 murders.
Okay.
And man, the people in the department, when they found out, that was some big trauma.
Yeah.
That was hard.
Like shunned you for even doing it?
Just
or
different. Looked different.
Yes.
Yeah, it was hard.
got you.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I pray for her. You know, I hope that she utilizes the resources that are in there, because I had Thornell, the executive director, I had him on my podcast last year, or at the beginning of this year. And I love what he's doing. He is changing. It's reimagining corrections, and the things that are available for the inmates while they're in prison is you can utilize these resources and get some help and do the things that you need to do to better yourself in there. You know,
like
and I love that so much. That's why I'm super passionate about going into the jails and to the prisons, because that is the moment where they are going to be their most vulnerable, and they're so broken in there.
And willing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was going to ask you this. Have you noticed, though, even with recovery, there's a stigma on even people that have gotten sober, that are being sober? Like, it's interesting how much I wish we could all come together as a community and work together.
Yes, I believe that. And I get what you're saying.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't understand why there's such a dissension. I don't know if it's because of it's a money thing or if it's insurance or what it is.
Yeah.
Maybe you can speak to that better.
I mean, I understand it. I think it's getting better. You know, when I first got into working in behavioral health, it was like everybody was working against each other. I'm here to fill this bed. I'm here to fill these beds. I'm here to get these many people in. Like, no, like now we're all starting to become, you know, unity and working together on one treatment center isn't better than the other. One, you know, working like that. But yeah. The other thing I run into is working in recovery. I can't make my job my recovery or my program, because I've seen people go back out, you know, and like
Explain that. Go deeper. I want to hear it.
Get complacent in their recovery and like, oh, well, I work in treatment every day and I don't need to go to that meeting today, or I don't need to sponsor that person today.
Ooh.
I did it.
Wow.
And I got cocky and like I relapsed. I was 3 weeks away from my reunification date with my daughter. I stopped going to a meeting. I stopped sponsoring. I stopped seeing my sponsor, and I got high. And I lost my daughter, and my rights were severed, and she was adopted, and I didn't see her for 3 years. All because my ego and my pride got the best of me. That's why I'm going to be 8 years sober. God willing, I make it to November 22nd. I will have 8 years. And I still go to 3 to 4 meetings a week.
Yeah.
I sponsor way too many girls because I have a problem saying no.
Right.
You know, I have 13 right now. And
That's
yes, I spread myself very thin. But this is what has helped me stay sober as well. And is my recovery.
Yeah.
And I'm never going to stop this. I feel like my purpose in life is to bring hope to others and let them know that we can recover. But it does take work, and they have to put in the work. This stuff isn't, I tell it every Sunday, the shit is not going to be handed to you on a silver platter and going to be spoon fed to you. Like, you have to do the work. And if you're not willing to do the work, you're going to get loaded. So
I think that purpose is what a lot of us in active addiction are missing.
Right.
The reason I started the Fentanyl Project is because it became my purpose.
Right.
We talk about those 4 dimensions: home, health, community, purpose, right?
Right.
Those are 4 areas that got to be in check. So for me, that purpose is, it's like, and you got to have that purpose, that drive.
Yeah.
Like, there's times I'm like, I got to go out on the Fentanyl Project. I got to go out. Just because I feel
feeling like the
yeah,
itch,
I'm in a funk or something's
Yep.
happening. I don't know if it's a trigger or what, but I'm like, I got to go.
Yeah.
Like, when that guy that you saw that we saved on the video, it was the weirdest thing. I wasn't planning on going out that night.
Wow.
That was a total God shot. I'm sitting in my house, I'm with my wife, and it was like a knock. Like, hey, you need to go to that exact spot. Wow. It wasn't like, go do the Fentanyl Project, but go to that spot. I tell you no lies, I drive down Val Vista, I come down Main Street, I pull in, make a right-hand turn, there he is in the box. And I'm like, son of a gun.
Right.
What is going on here? And I got out and tried to wake him, But
Yeah.
like, that's the thing. It's like, I just felt like, it's not my responsibility.
Right.
But it's my responsibility.
But if you're hearing those voices,
Yes.
like, listen to God.
I know.
Listen to him, because nothing
talked to
in
me so
God's
many
world
times.
happens by mistake.
I know.
And I 1000% believe that, to everything that we're doing in our lives right now. It was made for these specific things.
So how do we push that purpose to people?
Keep
You
doing.
use it by sponsoring people and doing the
Right.
podcast and going out. I mean, amazing things.
Thank
like,
you.
I want you to know you're doing
Thank
amazing
you.
things and it's being seen.
Thank you.
But that's your purpose.
Yeah.
Now, how do you take that energy and give it to
give it to
somebody else and say,
somebody
you
else.
got to have this in order for you to stay sober? You got to have something bigger than you that you're doing and that you're loving and you're living.
Yeah.
And that could be, it could be simple.
Right.
Right? Unfortunately for us, ours is not simple.
No.
Right? It takes a ton of effort and
It
time.
does.
Holy cow.
Yeah, and it's wild, because one of my girlfriends, we went on a women's retreat this past weekend and went to Mexico, and she's like, I just have a new respect for you with social media, because she sees me like making, it's really hard to make TikToks and YouTube stuff, and it's a lot.
It's a lot.
A lot. And people don't realize, yes, I post it on Facebook, and then it goes to Instagram, and I have LinkedIn, and I have all these social media things, but I'm doing this not because I want validation and I want to like seek attention. I'm doing this so that people can see it and know that they can do this too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want, oh my God, look at me. I don't want that. I want you to know that there are people just like you and what you're going through, and you can do this too, And so I want to touch back really quick, your job with MCSO. Mm-hmm. What exactly are you doing in the jails right now?
So in the jails, I have a unique job. So I work with the sheriff's department, the sheriff's deputies.
Got you.
The DOs.
Okay.
And then the civilians who are crossing over and doing a lot of the law enforcement work.
Okay.
Crime scene techs, stuff like that.
Wow.
So I actually work with the personnel and not with the people, not with the inmates.
Okay.
So it's a kind of unique.
Yeah.
So I get to use my skill set from the police department, bring it in.
Right.
And
help them.
help them.
Wow.
So help them with their days, their warrior mindset. So they're not taking it into the jails or they're taking it to work. They're healing.
And like giving them resources. Do you
Tons.
connect them with like therapists?
Yeah.
Wow.
The county has a ton of resources out there.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that so much. Well, if anybody is in active addiction and they were listening to this and they're just not ready to change, what would you want them to hear right now?
Man, they're not ready to change?
Yeah.
My favorite quote is sobriety equals freedom. Right?
For sure.
You don't know what you don't know. Like
Right.
right now, you're in it.
Yeah.
But if you could step out of it for a moment, there's so much freedom.
Right.
freedom. Like, we don't understand, like, when we talk about the chains being on us and addiction, we don't understand, like, how freeing and wonderful and beautiful our life can really be.
Yeah.
And, like, you're in control. Because in active addiction, we're not in control.
Drugs are in control.
Drugs are in control, yeah.
Absolutely.
And so I think that would be it, like, step outside yourself just for a moment and hang in there long enough to where you can find that purpose.
Don't leave before the miracle happens.
Yeah.
I know those.
But it's so hard to tell
cheesy-
people that, because
It
I
is.
watch people, like, I sit there and watch them in their addiction, and it's just a relentless
Right.
chase to be high,
Right.
right?
It absolutely
And so that's
is.
for me the hardest thing, because I can see them on these videos, and I'm just like, they're not even hearing me right now.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why I leave them cards and leave them information. Hey, when you are sober, call us.
Call me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
that's
love
what I
that.
want to hear.
Is the Fentanyl Project? It's a nonprofit.
We're a nonprofit. We are not anymore. We
Got
stopped
you.
being a nonprofit.
Okay.
It wasn't as beneficial as we had hoped,
Okay.
and it was actually harder for us to get supplies
Got you.
being a nonprofit.
Okay.
So right now we are not.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know. If somebody is struggling and they want to find you, just reach out.
Yeah, go to social media and go to Fentanyl Project AZ.
Awesome.
And DM. It happened. It's amazing. I mean, you understand, but a lot of people. Like, I had a wonderful one this morning from a lady's like, "Hey, thank you for these videos. I just got out of jail. I was going to use. I saw the video of my friend, and I'm gonna hang in there another."
I love that.
So I'm like, "Oh my gosh,
I love that.
I gotta go back out."
I love it.
It's like,
yeah. No, I get it.
it's like it's its own addiction.
It is.
Sobriety can become your addiction.
It is.
So
I really appreciate you coming on. Thank
Yeah.
you for being my first visual
Yes.
guest. You know,
I hope you look good.
Yes,
I mean, no,
I
this is
love
great.
it. And if you are struggling and you need help, reach out. We are at thecrossroadsinc.org, 2002 East Osborne Road. We are open Monday through Saturday. Come, we can help you. If we can't help you, we will give you resources and find you help as well. We take all access plans and all commercial insurance. And with that, I will pass. Bye.
Thanks for listening to Recovery on Air, the official podcast of Crossroads Addiction Rehabilitation, with your host, Christin Day. Join us next time as we continue our candid discussions about addiction and recovery. Listen 24/7 anytime to this or any of our shows online at starworldwidenetworks.com or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.